Minister of Economic Affairs Datuk Seri Muhammad Azmin Ali says the government will formulate a new Malay economic policy based on growth, equality and shared prosperity. He explains that the new policy will value a spirit of inclusivity and justice, which will contribute to wealth to be shared with all Malaysians. In order to lay the groundwork, Azmin says the ministry will begin a series of discussions and engagement with key stakeholders in Malaysia's economic sectors. The list includes business chambers, government-linked companies, non-government organisations and economic experts. No further details were given on the new economic policy. Just yesterday, PM Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad said that Pakatan Harapan would look after Malay interests and stressed that it would not be at the expense of other races. Mahathir said that the government wants to make sure that it is not only equal but fair. He adds that the government wants there to be equitable share in the wealth of this country. The government is deliberating over the fate of national carrier Malaysia Airlines, which may include shutting it down. Prime Minister Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad says that this is a very serious matter and that a decision will be made soon. He says that besides shutting it down, other options open to the government include divesting its assets or refinancing the airline's debts. Meanwhile, Minister of Economic Affairs Datuk Seri Muhammad Azmin Ali told reporters that the matter had been deliberated in the last Khazanah National Board meeting, which was attended by the management of Malaysia Airlines as well. Azmin adds that one of the ways that has been done in an effort to turn the carrier around is its recently launched special charter service that caters to pilgrims. He says that hopefully the flag bearer would be able to explore new markets from Indonesia and Thailand, which would help to support its progress. A Court of Appeal hearing on ex-PM Datuk Seri Najib Razak's 7 criminal charges related to SRC International has been pushed to Friday after his lead counsel Tan Sri Muhammad Shafi said his dog had fractured his wrist. Shafi told the 3-member bench that his pet dog had jumped on him and caused him to fall, fracturing his wrist, and his specialist had not been available for the X-ray procedure. AG Tommy Thomas had objected to the postponement, reminding the bench that the population and the whole world wanted to see the start of Najib's criminal breach of trust and money laundering trial involving funds amounting to 42 million ringgit. Thomas says that there is enormous pressure on the prosecution and in fact global pressure on the team for the trial to start. Today was the second day of hearing on the 4 appeals linked to Najib's SRC trial that had meant to start on February 12th, following the stay granted by the Court of Appeal on February 11th. Finance Minister Lim Guan Eng is asking the public to evaluate Malaysia's capital market on a full-year basis before drawing any conclusion on its performance. He says that if you take the whole year into account, Malaysia was one of the better-performing markets in 2018. Lim was responding to a Bloomberg article which reported that the FBM KLCI index was the only decliner in the region year to date. This, as investors are still waiting for the government's reforms, which include cutting the budget deficit, clamping down on corruption, and boosting purchasing power to materialise. Earlier in the day, Moody's Investor Service analyst Anushka Shah released a periodic review report on Malaysia, saying that the ratings agency assesses the country's fiscal strength at moderate. This is taking into consideration the high debt burden, weak debt affordability, and narrow revenue base, balanced out by a favourable structure that is reliant predominantly on local currency denominated funding. T7 Global has bagged a repair job from Petronas and a manpower contract from Vestigo, according to filings on Bursa Malaysia. The contract from Petronas is to provide splash zone structural repair and maintenance and is for 2 years, starting from January 2nd this year. T7 says that the contract is based on unit rates as stipulated in the contract price schedule, with an option to extend the contract for another year. Separately, another unit of T7 had received a letter of award from Vestigo for an umbrella contract for the provision of manpower services. The contract is also for 2 years, starting from October 19, 2018, and comes with an option to extend for another year. Both contracts are expected to contribute positively towards earnings and net assets per share of T7 for FY19.